Okay, so after the timeouts, we're going to now move on to the next part of the game. But before we do, I've come back to Termi to obviously get the side crown for Rika, and I've done that. But there's one thing I neglected to show off while I was here in Termi, so I'm going to show that off now while I'm here. So over here we have this statue, this memorial. So we're going to mention it. This is the statue of the heroine Alice Landale, and you may have noticed the spelling is different as well. Accompanied by a cat, and so this is the actually the heroine of the first Phantasy star, Alice Landale, and she's actually accompanied by Meow, spelled M-Y-A-U, and that was a member of the party, and Meow is actually responsible for getting Alice and her party to a location late in the game in Phantasy Star 1 that we'll actually be revisiting later on in this game. But for now, we're going to move on. So let's Ryuka ourselves, and we're going to go back to Kadari. And we're going to go right into Xylosport. And before we continue on the main storyline, I'm going to go back through Xylosport and pick up everything that I missed. So, that staircase first, because there's nothing down the right side. And I'm going to show you what happens when you fall down the pit. You get an immediate exit, but you get a treasure chest out of it. In this case, we get a Moon Dew, and that is a revival item. Hopefully we won't need to use it. And so, back in for round 2. And a free turn against the pair of spears. Cut you guys down. And let's move on. So back here now, and we're gonna go around the pitfall this time. Yeah, try and raise it all you want, but it like it did you any good. And we're gonna go around the staircase and around the pitfall. 26 points, that's not much against a guy like Grizz. So we're gonna go this way. And show that there's nothing here. Yeah, there are a couple of dud staircases like that. And if we turn against a pair of tech users and a pair of spears. And let's try and finish these guys off now. And only 1 point of damage on Rune. Yeah, you're not going to do that much damage with a magic attack on Rune. So, dead end this way. And a Ripper and a Shadow Saber to contend with now. And the Shadow Saber is not really hurting me that bad, even with quite the vicious overhead smash that they do. And we got our hands on a Shadow Blade, and that's an equipable weapon for Chaz. But as you can see, it really doesn't do that much. It's much weaker than the Laser Sword is. So we're not going to keep it. And besides, you really don't get that much money when you sell it anyway. I think you get only like 5 Masada by selling it, so not really worth your trouble either way. Now, more Shadow Saber, more Ripper. Cut these guys down. And now let's go across the bridge. Go around the pit, the staircase. And 4 tech users now. Yeah, they're not going to hurt me much with Boy. But they can hurt me quite a bit with Watt though, depending on who gets hit with it. Yeah, Grizz not much in terms of magical defense there, giving up a 50-pointer. But we've got these guys down. So let's continue. This is the last staircase we can use. And here we get a diamate. So there are all your treasure chests, save for one. And we get a free turn on the Shadow Sabers. That one's gone in 2 hits. And that one's gone in 2 hits. Awesome. So now, prove to you where the connection point is between the 2 opposite sides. And we're going to continue on here. And get a cheap situation happening. Thankfully, we killed off the spirit anyway. Yeah, that res wasn't going to do all that much. Especially when the tech user gets killed in 1 strike from Chaz. So, with those guys out of the way, let's continue. And into the second pit. And get the second treasure chest, and we get another laser barrier. That's the 3rd one we've got. We don't need these things. They're not helpful to me at all. So, now that we've got that out of the way, we've covered everything that we did not cover in the first run through Xylosport. Let's go across the quicksand back into Mile, and we're going to use the inn. And we'll be paying the 50 Maseda, thank you. As Chaz runs over everyone, and everyone runs over everyone else. Okay. Let's use the Land Rover again. And we'll save the game. Now, back into Xylosports, and we're gonna go into Nurvus this time, but before we do, a line of defense. And it's not gonna be much of a line of defense, because we get a free attack on a set of spears. Well, couldn't stop everything, but then again, they are much more agile than my party is. So let's take care of the invisible barrier, courtesy of Mr. Rune, who knocks over Chaz. Like, wow, those two really do not get along. And Chaz's emotions are still high. Like, focus, Chaz, you gotta prioritize here, man. You gotta shut down Nurvus first before you can think about taking out Zio. You gotta save the planets. So, here's the start of Nurvus. And so, we're gonna show off that we can't stop Nurvus from this particular location. Nurvus is quite a deep location for a game like this, and there are lots of different places to go. In fact, in order to shut down Nurvus, we have to get to its core. So, I'm going to do 2 runs of Nurvus here. I always do 2 runs of Nurvus, just to get everything in the first round and then just shortcut everything and speed run through the second time. So we get the wave shot, which as you can see gets 18 more experience points than the stun shot for Demi, so that's definitely helpful. And we get to square up against the pair of Tarantella, which I know is also a dance in Italy, but these things do not look like tarantulas. These things are not spiders. But yeah, Rika gains level, and if you notice there, after I just breeze through everything real quick, they gave off over 600, they gave off 600 Maseda, and each one gives off 300, which means if you end up facing off against a quartet of Tarantellas, that will definitely make you a happy camper because you will be getting Maseda and experience points because they also give off really good experience points. You'll be getting it very fast. So across this bridge here, and we get a quartet of Tech Masters who want to watt me and heal for some reason without me launching an attack. Without me launching an attack that scores. Yeah. We're not feigning these guys, and they just cast Sar. And Sar is a group healing spell. And they pretty much negated all my work. Yeah, they'll tend to do that. Use Sar again. but I'm simply overwhelmed them, and as you can see, I got over 1,000 Masada by killing off a quartet of them, so yeah, quartets of Tech Masters and quartets of Tarantellas will definitely help you go a long way. I think the Zyle's guards are also pretty good at giving stuff up too. Well, I'll know it when we get through the end of this round. Critical hits are always good. And so is not hitting Rika. See if we can finish them off. And we do. Well, not as much in terms of Masada, but we definitely got good experience. So, heal Chaz. And then we're gonna use Jirez on Rika and Grizz, because they're definitely needing it. And into the elevator. Now, as I mentioned before, there are multiple ways we can go. We're going to take this elevator first because this is the path to another item. And 4 Zyle's guards to deal with. They're definitely bringing the pain right now. But I can bring it too. And Chaz is in trouble. Finish him off this round. Oh, not before Chaz takes another hit. Gets close to dead. Okay, so obviously we need to use Jirez again. Obviously, based on what's happening here, you can see why I'm making 2 runs here in Nurvus. So we get to now equip the ceramic gear to Demi. So definitely an improvement. So let's get rid of the titanium gear and the stun shot. Yeah, it's too bad we couldn't use it for longer, but yeah, the wave shot comes so quickly here at Nurvus. Okay, Tarantella and a ball duel. Good thing they're trying to take down the ball duel first, and they do. Just 4 of them, but they got the job done. And so we got the victory there. So, the old Grizz Rika. And back the way we came. Into the elevator. And now going down. Oh! Sneak attack by the wizard Renaris. And I don't think we're gonna stick around to see what he does next. Oh, that's definitely gonna require healing. I've gotta do something about this throat later. Yeah, it's not that there's anything seriously wrong with my throat, it's just that it feels really irritated. And we're going to not use a physical attack on the Blauzens because Blauzens and other monsters like it later on, they really are... They're quite agile at avoiding physical attacks, so using the Spark is very good idea against those things. And Demi gains a level. Yeah, if you use the physical attacks on the Blauzen, you're just wasting your time. Unless, of course, you use, like, a special ability. So let's deal with the Zyle's Guard and the Tech Master. Well, he does more damage on the androids than he does on the humans with Koi. Let's see if we can't bring him down, and we do! And we get a Diamate out of it. Thank you for the restitution. So across the first of 2 bridges, and as you can see, Demi is like one of those little dice hoppers like you see in, I'm trying to remember what game it was. I think it was Trouble, the board game Trouble. So yeah, her head bouncing up and down, like the dice bouncing up and down around in the board game Trouble. I miss Trouble, that was a fun game. I need to see if that's still produced. I don't know if it is, but if it is, I'd definitely like to get myself one. So we could go over to the right there, because that's the next passage to Zio, but we're going to go the left first because obviously we want to keep getting more stuff, and Grizz is more than half by a watt from Techmaster. And he survives long enough to gain an experience level, and Drone gains a very crucial experience level because he just got Rever, which is a revival spell. And we definitely need that when we get to later on in the game. That is going to be very crucial. And here's the gold mine right here, a Quartet of Tarantella. So let's bring out the full offense here because we can. And let them shoot machine gun bullets out of their eyes. Twice air slash two of them off the board. And semi-missed, but Room picks up the spare, and as you can see, 720 experience points, 1200 Masada, definitely worth it. And now back to the bottom of the barrel. And, well, they're not at the bottom of the barrel if you can't score on them. Come on guys, pick it up here. He just healed himself. Get your act together. So, let's open this box. We got Space Armor, which is the best armor for Demi. And 9 extra defense points, and now her attack and defense strength are exact. They are identical. So let's get rid of the ceramic armor. And do healing where we need it. Now back the way we came. Because we're not quite done yet. Okay, tower. These guys are a bit of a concern because they can summon other enemies. And one in particular we haven't encountered yet. I don't know if we're going to encounter it yet on this first one, but I hope that we do later. Other than that, the tower can't really attack you. So let's put it out of its misery now. Before it can summon that particular enemy. Okay, 2 Blausen, so obviously we're going to need to bring out our special abilities because physical attacks, those hitting the percentage is low. So let's see if we can't spark one. Oh, he was able to avoid one, but not the other. But it'll wear off. And Yoon doesn't do that much to him. That's not good. So we're gonna have to stay on offense here. Let's see if we can Jiwat him in time. Nope. We get the win, and we could gain some experience level. Yeah, we're good. Well, yeah, the only big worry is whether or not Grizz can get moving again before the next round, and that's never an issue when you're paralyzed. It wears off on its own quite easily. So now down here. Okay, here's what I was concerned about, the float mine. If you fight these guys for too long, they will attack you by exploding on you, and if they explode on you, you don't get credit for killing them. So, when you encounter, especially a quartet like that, you want to get away from them. Don't attack those things unless you're absolutely confident that you have enough strength to finish them off. So let's try and see if we can finish out the Tech Masters, hopefully before they kill off Rika. And down they go, with another 1,000 plus Masada to boot. No, I wanted to use it on Rika, not Demi. Stupid lag. And no No, wait a minute. This wrong way. That's the road to Zio, and we haven't gotten everything yet. Yeah, we're not going to Zio yet. We're instead going to enjoy Demi doing the dice hopping thing. Dice hopping walk. And we have to deal with another Blausen. We don't have an air slash. So everyone attacks the ball duel. Demi will try and spark the Blausen. Rika avoids getting paralyzed. And let's put you out of your misery, Blausen. You need to go down now. Okay, so now we finally got to the last treasure chest in here, and that's a Plasma Claw, which is of course for Rika. So we're going to equip that on her. As you can see, I could get myself 7 extra experience points, or attack points, by replacing the Laser Claw, or get 7 more on top of that by replacing the Saber Claw, so obviously it's an easy choice. So, ditching the Saber Claw. And so for now, we're gonna get out of here.